Hey, what's up? This is Brian Pfeiffer, the owner of BacheloretteVegas.com. And I'm standing here today, guys, in front of the Fontainebleau. Okay, this is Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, and this is just one of the entries. This is the one off of Elvis Presley Drive here, right by the Las Vegas Convention Center. I actually prefer this side a lot better to come in and out of, a lot less traffic. There is one off Las Vegas Boulevard to get in and out of this place, and it's a little bit more congested. Sometimes really hard to get out of there, actually. So if you guys are coming here and driving or getting dropped off, probably take the one off Elvis Presley Drive to come into this place. This video is going to be all about the bottle service over at Liv Nightclub, okay? And I'll talk a little bit about the place and what's going on with it right now in the summer of 2025. This place is did a fresh remodel to, it's only been open 2 years. This is the second year now. But the first year, they kind of had like a trial and error type of year. They brought in some big talent. They had Calvin Harris, that John Summit was one of the residents, Dom Dollar, and they had nights where they were hitting capacity, and they didn't really have enough room for everybody. So people were coming here getting pissed off. They couldn't get in. Even people would have tables, and they couldn't get some of their table guests in. It's pissed off some of the locals and whatnot. But they came around and did a nice remodel on this place. Okay, they moved the DJ booth back, and they created some tables in front of the DJ booth. Those are called the stage tables. And then they also opened up one of the walls and expanded connected the nightclub and the day club. So now they have like an overflow valve. Okay, when the nightclub's super busy, they can just have the outside open and they can flow people outside and potentially have an inside and outside party in the same night. Okay, so it's definitely pretty rocking. Okay, this place is made some major improvements, and they do have some good talent. Okay, their talent is arguably the best in town right now. They got John Summit. He's arguably the number one guy in town. Dom Dollar is probably in the top 5, if not number 2. Okay, so Dom Dollar and John Summit, and they also have Tiësto on limited dates. They share him with the Tau group. All right, they got another big hitter from hip-hop wise. It's Metro Boomin. Whenever he's there, I was just there at a Metro Boomin party this past Saturday. Had one of the stage tables with a group from Canada. Absolutely awesome party. Okay, tons of girls, good music, good vibe. And they also got David Guetta. They have him mostly at Liv Beach, but sometimes he's at the nightclub as well. He's generally only in the States from like March till end of May, and then he's gone to Ibiza for the summer, and then he takes part of the year off to produce and whatnot. But he is here 3 months out of the year. Okay, they swiped him from the Win, so he's definitely now one of their big hitters. And then they have some other guys that are kind of mid-level. They got Kalani, they got Chloe, they got Dombrowski, just to name a few. There's some newer up-and-coming guys that got in the mix too. They're taking some, gambling on some of these new guys to, produce some stuff and hopefully get big, kind of like what happened to John Summit and Dom Dollar like 3-4 years ago. Okay, so they have a good talent buyer here. Okay, I'm not sure who it is, but the talent buyer knows what they're doing, and they're doing pretty good here. I have to admit, this is arguably one of the best places in town. It definitely gives Omnia and XS and Zook a run for their money on the big nights. All right, so let's talk about getting into this place. All right, there's several different options. I mean, obviously, when you come here, you got to either get on the guest list, you're going to buy tickets, or you're going to get a table. All right, everybody's going to have to pass through an IG check, so make sure you bring your ID, and then you got to go through security. There's going to be a little bit of a pat down. They're not too strict here. They don't really dig into your pockets and whatnot. They just make you pull the stuff out of your pockets. They look at it, wand you with a metal detector, and then you get in. All right, I've seen ticket prices get stupid over here. Okay, when they have John Summer or Dom Dollar, males are paying like $250 just for a cover charge. Okay, pretty stupid. It is what it is. But you're probably better off buying tickets in advance or coming in on a table or potentially doing some kind of VIP entry with myself if you're a guy. Girls, possibly guest list or VIP entry or buy tickets. It's usually not as hard for girls to get in as guys. All right. Now let's talk about the bottle service tables, and this is where I come in. I'm a VIP host. I'm contracted with this place. I know the ins and outs. A lot of times I can do a little bit better once online, so just keep that in mind. Make sure you hit me up, and I can always see what I can do for you guys and maybe save you a little bit of money. All right. So let's talk about the tables and the different options. Obviously, the most expensive tables, we'll start there and we'll work our way down. Okay, the stage tables are going to be the most expensive. They did set up kind of an area behind the DJ for his crew, and then there's a small little table behind that. It's kind of like a bench with barely any room. I'm not really sure why they didn't put more room behind that table, but it is what it is. It's a small table. And then there's a larger behind the DJ table. So there's a small table behind the DJ and a large table behind the DJ. I don't think you want that small table because you're literally right behind the DJ crew, and they're like right in your face. The butt is right in your face. But then there's a larger table that's going to be a lot better if you want to do that behind the DJ action. They do have an area back there that they do sell tickets to if you want to be like backstage essentially with the DJ, and they sell premium tickets for that. So there's an area that's kind of roped off, and you have to have a ticket to get back there or be part of the table or part of the DJ crew or know somebody. All right. And then in front of the DJ booth, they put these new tables. Okay, this is where they move the DJ booth back, and they put these tables. They're kind of like on an angle to the right and to the left, and they're good tables. Okay. What I like about those tables tables is, number one, they kind of only let a lot of girls up in that area in front of the DJ. They kind of treat it like a VIP dance floor, if you will, and the girls are only kind of allowed to go up there. There's a few guys in there mixed in, but not many, and then there's mostly girls up there. So when you actually have a dance floor table or a stage table, you actually have a dance floor in front of you that's mostly women, which is super rare in Las Vegas. Okay, usually the dance floor is not a lot of women in front of you in Las Vegas, and the tables are great. They're just like a bench seat. They're not like a U booth. There are a couple corner ones that are a little bit roomier, but like this past Saturday, I had a bigger group of guys, and they combined two of the tables and gave us like tables 7 and 8 on the map there. And those tables were actually really good. Okay, we had plenty of room to operate, kind of a roped off area between us and the dance floor, and we had bench to sit on and a couple tables side by side, and it was a lot of fun. Okay, great party. Guys had a blast. Night that they'll definitely remember, and I'll remember as well. Enjoyed it. All right, and then you got your dance floor tables. Those are going to be the ones around the main dance floor. Okay, several good tables there. There's some that you could kind of combine and make bigger ones if you had a big group. You can combine two of those, but those are good tables as well. Usually the biggest spenders are going to be on the right or the left side, closest to the DJ. Those are nice big tables, kind of like a half of kind of like an L booth, if you will. It's kind of a curve, but it's a good booth. Those are good tables. And then there's ones all the way down, and then behind at the very end of the dance floor, straight out from the DJ is going to be your center dance floor tables. Okay, the center dance floor tables are not as big as the regular dance floor tables because you're just like a bench sort of and a table, but that area is kind of cool. You are near the bathroom, and the girls do pass that area a lot. And I had one of those tables like 2 weeks ago, and the guys had a blast. Okay, we pulled plenty of girls into our area. That whole area was just a nice vibe, and we had a lot of fun. That was for David Guetta. Okay, so it was a lot of fun over there, and I would recommend those if it's a little bit smaller group. I probably wouldn't do a group of 10 in that area. Maybe a group of 6 to 8 would be better. If you're going to do a group of 10, try to get one of the regular dance floor tables if you want to be on the dance floor. All right, and then you're going to have your upper dance floors. Those are going to be the ones behind the regular dance floor tables, okay, and those are good too. There's a couple that are smaller for maybe groups of 6 to 8, and then there's a few that are a little bit bigger corner tables that are going to be more like 10 to 12. But you do have a nice area around the table to kind of stand, and they do kind of rope that area off and only let people in that have tables and wristbands into that area. So you do have a little bit of room to move and operate in those areas. Those are fun tables. I've had them many times. I've seen John Summit, I've seen Tiësto, several other big DJs at those upper dance floor tables, and always had a good time. Never complaining customer on that one. Okay, and then behind the center dance floor tables, there's also some center upper dance floor tables. Those are probably the worst tables in the main level. Okay, because they're so far back. They're nice, roomy, big tables, but they're just so far back, and there's not a lot of action back there. There was one that's kind of by the bathroom there that's going to have the most action, and there's a couple that are like just in the back, and the people don't generally hang out too much back there. They're going to kind of hang out closer to the DJ, to the right and the left where the bars are. Okay, so there's just basically people walking in, coming in right behind those tables, and that's it. Okay, so if you got a self-contained group, those might be okay. They're going to be a little less expensive than the regular upper dance floor tables, so it might be your thing if you got a self-contained group, like a nice mix of guys and girls. All right, then we're going to go upstairs. Now, there is 2 staircases to go upstairs. When you come into the club to the right, there's one, and then when you come near the DJ on the other side, there's another one that goes up to the other side. So there's got a decent amount of flow, okay? There used to be another staircase that came down behind the DJ, but that got booted out of there when they expanded to the outside and kicked out the wall. So now upstairs, you got your balcony tables, okay, to the right and the left. On the right, if you're looking at the DJ on the right-hand side, there are a couple that are like a little bit smaller toward the front that they recently added when they did the wall kick out. But those are roped off, and you do have a nice big area around the table. So those are pretty good too, and they're real close to the DJ, right on top of the DJ essentially. So I've had customers that had those, and they like those, okay? And then the other ones are really nice large tables, okay? There's balcony tables all around the DJ. There's only a couple that have semi-obstructed view because of speakers, but it's not even that bad of a obstructed view. I mean, you can easily move just to the right or the left a little bit in your section, and you can still see the DJ just fine. Okay, it's not like there's a wall or a pillar in front of you or anything like that. So those are all good tables. I wouldn't really take one over the other, all fine. And then there's 2 big ones in the middle. If you're looking at the straight on from the DJ and toward the back, those are called your balcony royal tables. Those are good for like 20 people. They're huge. Okay, they're huge booths. I've had them a couple times myself, and those are good for big groups, and they're looking straight onto the DJ. All right, and then behind those, there's a couple tables called the second row balcony tables. Those tables suck. I wouldn't recommend them. They're not very good. You can't see anything from back there, and you're kind of out of the action. Nobody really hangs out back there. There's a bar to the right and the left upstairs as well, and those people hang out by the bar, just like they do downstairs, and nobody hangs out in the back area. They're terrible tables. If you can only afford that, it is what it is, but I probably wouldn't recommend it. I'd say just go without a table, honestly. And then they do seat sometimes some tables out on the pool deck. Okay, those are called the Terrace Tables. They do seat those for like 1K minimums. If you just want a place to rest your feet, have a couple drinks throughout the night, and then go inside to see the main DJ, the outside tables might work for you. I haven't actually booked one of those outside tables yet. I generally try to get my customers inside on at least the balcony at the very lowest tier. But they might work for a 1K minimum on like a John Summit night or a Dom Donald night if you just want to get a group in and you want to have a couple drinks before the main act goes on, and then you plan on going down to the dance floor for the main act or something like that might work. Okay. So that's all the tables in Liv Nightclub, and we do offer this place with a lot of packages. We offer, nightclubs, obviously with strip clubs, dinner packages. We could combine this with like a Top Golf, an Atomic Golf. There's different options for you guys. We work with every single strip club in town. I think there's like 16 of them on our roster, and people sometimes like to go ATV during the day. They like to go shooting. We do whole weekend packages. We just booked a bunch of stuff at Exotis Racing, go-karts, etc. So we're here to help. If you guys have any questions, make sure you hit me up on my cell phone. It's 773-459-8133. I'm a very experienced party planner, 25 years in the business, and I'm looking forward to helping you guys out. My name is Brian Pfeiffer, and I'm signing out here from Liv Nightclub at the Fontainebleau, Las Vegas. Make sure you like this video, do subscribe to this channel for more, and bang that notifications bell. I'm Brian Pfeiffer, and I'm looking forward to working with you out here in Las Vegas. Let's talk soon. Goodbye.